right now. You're going to find better flexibility, more mobility, and today we're going to work on balance because we all need better balance. Stick with me for the next 55 minutes and you will feel better. Come on up to a standing position and let's get this party started. All right, changes are afoot. That's what we said the other day. Do what's right for your body. We say that every single day. We're going to start our practice right here, right now with our warm-up. All right, stand up. Stress number, lock it in your head. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you? Lock that number in, remember it, and we're going to work on bringing it down. Let's start with a confident stance. Feet a little wider than hip width distance. Hands to your hips. Shoulders back and down, elbows back and down, and let's start to come up onto our toes, onto the balls of our feet. Hello, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. Maybe you've got a chair right here or your countertop as you lift onto the balls of your feet. We practice every single day. This is just like an in-person class. Every day is different. Every day is live, start to finish. This is better than a class because you're doing it from the privacy of your own home. You have no commute. It's a no judgment zone. There are no egos and there's no competition. It's just your body making it feel right. Your props, you're using your props your way. You're doing it in your time, and you're just making sure your body doesn't hurt. As the bottom of the screen says, you don't want your body to ever hurt. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong. You don't want to feel pain. You want to let this feel good for you. Use the props you need. Maybe the countertop right here as you're lifting up onto the balls of your feet. You modify this practice. You modify it to make it work for you. Modify. Lots of ways to modify. The chair, the countertop is a modification. Let it feel right for you. All right, I'm going to come down to my heels. My calves were feeling that. How about you? Let's lift the toes up. Put more weight back into your heels and give your toes a wiggle. Nice job. You're doing it. You're strengthening your foundation. That's what we're working on today. The foundation, getting better balance, getting more flexibility. Ooh, I feel the flexibility in my toes. And more mobility. So important. Plant your feet nice and solidly down. Lift your arms up high to the sky. Stretch it out in an extended mountain pose. Feel the lift all up your side body. We're going to work on that too. Whoo! Lift, breathe. Take a big breath in through your nose. And a big sigh breath out through your mouth. Feel the softening in your shoulders. Let it feel good. Big breath in. Big breath out. Take a wider stance. Wider stance. And think fireworks. Why not? We're going to bend the knees. We're going to bend the elbows. Bring the elbows towards the knees and then explode like a big firework, right? A 5-pointed star. Bring the elbows toward the knees and explode. Maybe elbows to touch the knees. Maybe holding onto the chair and just doing one arm, one leg at a time. All good. Breathe. All right, here's a word I'd like you to think about today. Oh, this is a good one. Keep going. Elbows to knees. Wake them up. The word is thinking. Thinking. This whole week, we're going to talk about kind of just getting out of your head. But when you're in your head, you're thinking, you're thinking, you're thinking. You're always thinking. But let those thoughts go. Don't think. Don't worry. Get out of your head. Get into your body. Let your body feel good. Elbows to knees. Keep it up. How are you doing? 5-pointed star, big fireworks. This week, as you practice, just notice your thoughts as you think and guide them back to positivity, to acceptance, and just to believing in you. All right, knees awake? Oh yeah, come back to that 5-pointed star. Send the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Wiggle your hips. Breathe. Interlace your fingers. Send your palms up to the sky. Adjust your feet so you're comfortable. And then sway like a palm tree from side to side. All right, we say it a lot. What about trees? They bend so they don't break. We got to do the same thing. Get mobile. Find your full range of motion. And just be more fluid. So you don't break, right? You don't break in the mind. You don't break in the body. Feel good. Balancing is where it's at to keep the body from breaking. Because most injuries occur when you fall, right? When you fall, because you don't have good balance, that's a problem. You don't want to do that. So wake up your spine, moving it sideways. Bring your hands now to your low back. Push your belly forward, chest is forward, gaze is forward, elbows are squeezed towards your spine. Look up to the sky. little baby back bend, but really push your belly forward. Look up to what's comfortable, and then exhale. Big exhale, fold forward. Fold forward. Let your hands reach toward the earth. Little bend in your knees. Wiggle your knees. Crown of the head toward the earth. Think of your heavy head as decompressing your spine. Big inhale. Big exhale. I don't know where your hands are. Modify. Maybe you're not very far folded at all. Or maybe you fold further forward. Think of your belly button touching your spine so you can create space there to allow you to fold more forward. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Let it go. Come on up. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Come on back up to standing. All right, arm circles. Remember those? Tee out your arms and just circles. Put a little bend in your knees so you got a little bounce going on. Big arm circles, small arm circles, it's all good. Maybe you need to hold onto that chair for balance and you're just working one arm at a time. Turn your arms in the other direction. Wake up the shoulders. Finish up here. Bring your arms down by your sides. Shoulders are back and down. Big coat swing. Start to twist, a controlled twist. Look over one shoulder, then the other, and let your arms hang heavy. Tap your backside, tap your hip. And just swing, just sway, just twist. Breathe. Let everything go, including the thoughts and the doubts and the worries. Just let your arms feel good. Just breathe. Slow the arms down. Come back to the midline of the body. All right, this whole new month, start thinking of shifting your habits. Habits, things we do over and over again. Make this yoga a daily promise to yourself so you'll feel better in your mind, your body, and your spirit. Really does work. You'll notice that's why we took that stress number in the beginning. All right, so we did our coat swing. Let's do ragdoll. Feet a little wider than your hips. Fold forward, put your hands on opposite elbows. Look down to your toes, your ankles, your knees. Maybe you're looking up to your belly. Decompress your low back. Feel what you feel. Maybe a bend in your knees feels good. That's a nice modification. Start to sway the elbows, one back toward the knee, then the other elbow back toward the other knee. Loosen your neck. Shake your neck a little bit. Breathe. Slowly come back to the midline of your body. Let's come on down to your knees. All right, so that was your warm-up. Maybe that's all you did today, and that's all you want to do. Totally fine. Let's come down here and do child's pose. This is where you get out of your head. Knees can be together or apart. Hips back towards your heels. You can use a block underneath your chest. That's a good prop. We use blocks just about every day, so find some, buy some. They're not very expensive. You could place that under your chest. Your arms can be down by your sides or they can be reaching to the top of your mat. Rest your head on either your block or no block at all. Take this pose called child's pose. And there were lots of variations. We just talked about them. Knees together, knees apart, arms by your side, arms stretching, with a block, without a block. Do what feels right in your body. That's what this is all about. No judgment, no doubts about your ability. You modify the practice to meet your body exactly where it is. No excuses necessary. We're all different. Our bodies have experienced different things. Make the yoga work for you. That is a successful yoga practice. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you've got to do this handstand. You've got to do it this way. You've got to do it that way. The only thing you need to be mindful of is hurting yourself. If something hurts, very simple. Don't do it. Modify it. Change it. Or don't do it at all. Close your lips if you like and breathe in and out of your nose. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Spine is getting long. Nice stretch in the quadriceps. Nice bend in the knees. If your arms are extended, your shoulders are enjoying this too. Turn your head gently from left to right. Kind of wake up your neck. Come back to your child's pose anytime you like. Bring your body to stillness. Head is resting at the midline of the body. Push your hands into the mat a little bit more. Or, if your arms are back towards your feet, lengthen your fingers toward your toes a little bit more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Such a good stretch. Don't underestimate the power and the simplicity of stretches. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly come out of your child's pose if you want. And you know, if it's feeling really good, stay there. I'm going to come out of it. Neutral tabletop, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. I'm going to turn my hands so my fingers are pointing towards my knees, and I'm going to get a forearm stretch here. So the forearms are facing forward. Wiggle your hips however you like. Hips back, more towards your heels. What you want to feel, doesn't matter how it looks, right? What matters is how it feels. I want to feel a nice stretch in my forearms. They don't get stretched very often because a lot of times, you know, you're on your computer, you're working your hands in kind of a natural position. How often do you stretch the forearms? Let it feel good. Breathe in, breathe out. That's the most important thing. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And if you like that Ujjayi pranayama breath with the lips closed, continue with that. Helps you get out of your head, helps you focus internally to your body. If that doesn't work, you know, just deep breath, sigh it out periodically, let it go. All right, forearms feel nice and stretched out. Bring it back to a natural position. Wiggle your fingers and have a seat on your heels. Take a thunderbolt pose is what this is called. So the tops of your feet are on your mat. Have a seat on your heels. All right, the thing is here, if it doesn't work, sit in a comfortable position for you. This is a big stretch for the knees, for the quadriceps, and for the ankles, our foundation. We'll get into toes pose in a minute. But right now, let's just do a little bit with necks. Hands on your thighs, tops of your feet are on your mat, shoulders are back and down. Just roll them back a little bit, feel good. Turn your head from right to left, left to right. That's it, just turn your neck. Maybe you wanna close your eyes. That's another element of your balancing. When you close your eyes, you're trusting your body to keep you upright, to know where it is in space, and not fail you. Sometimes we close our eyes when we do a tree pose, and we'll do that later too, just to challenge your balance a little bit. Maybe you're not there today, totally fine. You gotta try. You gotta show up and try, and things will improve. All right, head turned left to right, right to left. Bring your head back to the midline of your body, chin to your chest. Then gaze up toward the sky. Chin to chest, gaze up. And you take this as far as feels right for you. Necks are sensitive things, aren't they? You know what works, you know what feels good. Just give it a try. Come back, midline of the body. How does it feel to do neck circles? Turn your head, roll your head around on your shoulders. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Maybe close your eyes. I know a lot of people, if you have vertigo, closing your eyes, doing the neck circles, just doesn't cut it. Maybe for you today, you want to just lengthen up through the crown of your head and let your shoulders soften. Maybe you work neck circles in the other direction. Just give your neck a little bit of attention. Here on your mat, moving your body so you can move better off of your mat. That's a successful yoga practice. You feel good here, and then you feel better off of your mat. All right, head back to the midline of your body. Let's do a big hug. Open up your arms, tee them out, and then cross your arms across the midline of your body. Reach your fingers towards your spine. Nice tight hug, and then soften in the shoulders. Think of sending your shoulders to the two sides of your room. Nice tight squeeze here. Doesn't that feel nice? All right, remember which arm's on top, and then open them up again. And then cross the other arm on top. Work your fingers towards your spine, soften in your shoulders. Nice big hug here. Breathe in, breathe out. I know what's happening. Your stress number is coming down already, and that is a wonderful thing. All right, so big hug is done. Let's go into that toes pose that we talked about. You've been in an ankle pose already, so you got half of it done. That's really good. All right, here's what you want to do. Maybe you want to use a block. Pop on up, tuck your toes towards your shins, and then have a seat with your bottom on your heels. You could put a block behind your heels and have a seat right here. All right, hands to your thighs, lengthen up through the crown of your head, rest here. Rest. Now this can be painful. If it's painful, what do? You ditch it. You come out of it. You don't do it. You modify it. Maybe you hinge forward a little bit more. It's all good. Just work toward it. If it's uncomfortable, which it is, breathe through it. This is called your toes pose. Think about your feet for a second, your foundation and the importance in balancing, right? Your feet have 26 bones, 30 joints, more than 100 muscles, ligaments, and tendons all going on down there to support and balance and give you more mobility. Stretch out the feet, stretch out the toes, breathe here. Just feel what you feel for a moment. We're not going to be here very long. Breathe in, breathe out. Check us out another day. Some days we hold this longer. Every day our practices are different. Everything is live, start to finish, no cuts, just like a real class. That's our intention. I hope you like it. Take a breath in and a breath out. That's your toes pose. Stay here longer if you want, but I'm going to come back to that ankle pose after I tap my feet out. Neutral tabletop, lift your toes up, squeeze and scrunch your toes, circle the ankles round and round, and then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Have a seat on the tops of your feet. So you're seated on your heels, the tops of your feet are on your mat. Use your hands or those prop blocks you have to lean on back and stretch out your ankle even more. All right, so this position here. Balance using the blocks or not, maybe hands to prayer center, maybe close your eyes. All of these are just little steps in the progression of making it more challenging. Breathe in, breathe out. You're stretching your ankles. And like I said, strong foundation is where it's at, right? You want to work on your feet, your ankles for better balance. And if you have better balance, prevent injuries like falls. All right, how are you doing here in this ankle stretch? Let's come out of it. Come back to your neutral tabletop position. Neutral tabletop, work on your ankles again. Lift the feet up, squeeze and scrunch the toes, circle the ankles, then tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. All right, foundation's pretty strong. We got that going on. Let's work on the spine a little bit more. We'll do cat-cow. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Think of your spine as long, crown of your head and tailbone going in opposite directions. Nice flat back. As you exhale the air out of your lungs, bring your navel towards your spine. Tuck your chin towards your chest, tuck your belly button in, and draw your tailbone under. There's your cat pose. Inhale, cow pose, tailbone and crown of the head lift. Do a few cat-cows to your pace, what feels good. So your spine, think about it. Working the neck, right? Tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, lifting the chin, lifting the tailbone, moving the spine. Just think of your spine in isolation for a moment. Curving it into the shape of a letter C in one direction, then a C in the other direction. Movement of the spine. Cat-cow. Let's finish up. Neutral tabletop. Let's challenge ourselves a little bit more. Let's be a cat pulling its tail. I'm going to lift my right leg up, knee to about hip height or more, drawing the heel toward the bottom. Press into your hands, nice and strong. Use the earth to be a strong foundation for you. The right leg is lifted, maybe or maybe not. You take your left hand, reach around and capture your foot. Can't quite reach it? Just imagine going back there. Capture the foot, now kick the foot into the hand. Feel the collarbone of the left side open up. Look to the left side of your mat, maybe look to the left side of your room, maybe look over your left shoulder. Nice twist here, right? Think of your spine loves it. And then finish. Bring the hand and foot and knee down. Just a breath here. Neutral tabletop again. Another opportunity for fun. Lift your left leg up. Bend the left leg significantly. Reach the right hand around and capture the foot or close to it. Kick into the hand. Right side of the collarbone opens up. Look to the right side of your mat. Over your right shoulder, maybe. Take it to what feels good. Slow down. Just do what feels right for you. And then I'm going to finish. Knee and hand come down. There's your cat pulling its tail. Let's do a balancing pose here from tabletop called bird dog. I'm going to begin with lifting the right leg, just like you did before, but this time extend your right leg. Draw your toes towards your shin. Hips are equidistant to your mat. Lift your left arm up and reach forward. Here's where you could use your prop again, your block. Hold on to it maybe. Don't let your belly sag. Lengthen through your crown of your head and your heel. Now perhaps the arm reaches long and strong to the front of the room. Spread your fingers wide. thumb up to the sky. Reach, stretch, push the earth away. There's your bird dog pose, lengthening in the spine, strengthening in your low back, finding space in your spine. Left hand down, right knee down. Left leg's turn, left leg lifts, left leg extends, right arm reaches forward with the block or not. Reach, stretch, find length. I see I got a dog toy there. Oh, gotta love our dogs. Reach, stretch, lengthen. How does it feel? Spine feels good, right? All right, there's length in the body. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Guess what? We're gonna do a plank. We do a 1-minute plank just about every day. You're thinking, oh my gosh, a plank. I haven't done a plank in 45 years. That's all right. You can do a plank today. Here's an idea. Here's what you can do. Come onto your back. It's important to do these planks. Come on down to your back as the first option. You could take the blocks into your hands, send your hands up, and just imagine, that the blocks are the ground, and think of doing a plank. Draw your shoulders back and press. That's a beginning for a plank. Other ways to do it. Lots of ways to modify. Take the modification that works for you. But planking is so important. It helps you build a strong core. We'll talk about that in a second. You can work from a neutral tabletop. Walk your hands more forward. Knees adjust. Hinge your weight forward into your arms. So you really feel the strength in your arms. Bend your elbows a little bit. The knees of the arms. How's that? Bend those a little bit and feel that you've really got the weight shifted forward. That's a fine core position for your plank. Another variation, if it doesn't feel good in your wrists, come down to your forearms, elbows under shoulders. Adjust your legs and take a forearm plank, however you like. Maybe pop the toes toward the shins and press on up and hold. I'm going to take a classic plank position, a high plank. To do that, if you wish to join me, place your hands on your mat, shoulders over your wrists, real important for alignment. Legs go long onto your mat and press on up. Let's set a 1-minute timer now. Here we go. Here's a 1-minute timer. You can look at the timer on the screen and you can keep track every day how long you hold your variation of your plank. Now in a high plank, your feet are hip-width distance apart, your shoulders are over your wrists, you're pushing the earth away, and you're lengthening through the crown of your head and your tailbone. We're already 15 seconds in. Breathe in, breathe out, hold on, stay strong. In a core position, in a plank position, you're strengthening your core. What is your core? Your core is everything. Everything is engaged here. Everything is strong. Everything is tense, and that's good. We're halfway there. We're more than halfway there. Hold on. You can always drop to your knees to take a little break. You don't have to take a break for long. You could send your hips high, take a down dog, and that'll be a nice little break also. Press into the earth. We got 10 seconds left. Breathe. Everything's engaged. Your core is tight. Your belly's tight. You're lengthening. You're straining. You've got it, and you are now done. Come on down. Grab a drink. If you want, always good to have your water nearby. All right, so strong core. Everything is involved in your balancing, the B word. Working on that today. Mobility, flexibility, and balance. By working your core, you're working your balance. Have a drink. Let's do more for our core. All right, come on down. You can use your strap for boat pose today if you like. I'll do that because we're not going to use it tomorrow and you're going to be back tomorrow. You can try that variation. All right, so you're seated. Hands to prayer center. Moment of gratitude here. Thank yourself. Tell yourself, I'm glad I'm here. I'm doing good for my body. Lengthen up. Come to recline. Come to recline. Bend your knees. Let your knees fall open to the sides of your mat. Soles of your feet touch. Elbows bend. Fingers lightly at your temples. Maybe you stay right here, or maybe you start to lift the shoulders up. As you lift the shoulders up, keep the elbows back and down. Little Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Little lifts, little lowers. Let it be. It's your yoga. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe out of the mouth. Sigh it out. Let some heat go. Because this is a challenge to your belly, to your core. All right, come on down, arms come down, bicycle pose. Get into those hips, they need mobility too. All right, Variations of bicycle. Maybe the soles of your feet are planted on your mat. Fingers lightly to your temples again. Peel the shoulders up. Work an opposite elbow in the direction of the opposite knee. Totally fine. Variation. Maybe you decide you want to keep your shoulders down and bring your legs on up. Knees over your hips, toes drawn towards your shins. Drive through your heels like you're riding a recumbent bicycle. Breathe. Most important part of your yoga, most important part of your life is breathe. All right, maybe put these two together. Lift the shoulders, opposite elbow toward opposite knee as you pedal it out. Maybe straighten your legs and give them a scissor kick. That's good too. It's all good. Showing up is the best part, and doing what you can with what you got is what matters. All right, bring them on down. Take a break. Legs go long, arms go high overhead, stretch it out. Stretch it out in what's called a stick pose. So your arms, your palms are touching, your fingers are reaching to the top of the mat, your toes are pointing to the bottom of your mat. You take a big number one. Breathe, let it go. All right, time for boat pose, Navasana. All right, find your strap, bend your knees, and bring the center of the strap underneath the center of your feet. Hold on like reins of a horse. Elbows are hugged in. Let your heels work toward the earth. Chin toward your chest, peel on up. Nice tight hold on these reins. Elbows hug in. Hold on here. Find balance. All right, what's going on with your shoulders? Back and down. So your back is nice and straight and flat. No rounded turtle shoulders here. Hold on, balance here. Lean back a little more. Nice little work for the core again. And tomorrow, we'll work it without the strap. Or maybe you're doing it without the strap right now. Just different ways, different days. It's all good. Hold on here. Gaze forward. Look to like where the ceiling and the wall meet. Put a smile on your face. We talked about this last week. Smiling makes you happier to those around you and to yourself. All right, heels come down. Hold on to this strap. Walk your hands forward and just bend a little bit, kind of at the waist. Look to your knees. Nice job. You did it. You did a boat pose. Remove your strap, find your two blocks, come to your knees, and let's do a lunge. Blocks by your sides at a nice high height. You're standing on your knees. Bring your right foot forward, knee over ankle, and then use these blocks to send your left leg super long on your mat. Top of the left foot is on the mat. Where are you feeling it? I know where I'm feeling it, and I would venture to guess you're feeling it in your left hip flexor, the front of your left hip. That's where you want to feel it. All right, so you kind of work from the ground up. We did a lot with our feet and our ankles. We did a lot with our core. Now we're working the hips, working our way up and down our body. All right, so find strength and length here. Lengthen that back left leg. Bring your shoulders up over your hips if that feels good. Maybe it doesn't. So you just hold on to these blocks. You want to feel that length in your left hip. All right, Liz, Betty, Karen, Marietta, Tina, Rena, how are you? I know you gals can do this. Shoulders over your hips. Arms, maybe raise up, reach, and then maybe reach to the back of the room. How does that feel? Maybe you want to keep your hands at prayer center in a moment of gratitude saying, oh, I'm thankful I can do this. Doing this is enough. Breathe here. All right, nice stretch there. Let's surf it out. Hands back to the blocks. Straighten the right leg and then rebend the right leg. How does it feel under your knee? Here's a modification. You could put a towel under the knee. You could fold your mat over a couple of times. Maybe straighten the right leg even longer and walk the blocks back and come to sit on your back left heel. Knee, ooh, does it like it? It's good for your knees. Get the synovial fluid moving. Surf. Bring the right leg into a big bend, knee forward over the ankle, and let it go. You can remove the blocks. Bring your hands to prayer center if you like. Find your core strength here and surf. All right, time to switch. So come back to standing on both knees again. Let's bring the blocks by our sides. Left foot forward, knee over ankle, right leg goes long. Maybe slip the towel under the knee if that feels better. stay right here. Just breathe. All you got to do is breathe and feel the goodness of the stretch. And if it's not good, change it up. Adjust so it's comfortable. Maybe you do away with the blocks, bringing the shoulders back toward the back of the room. Hands to purse center, hold on here. Maybe you lift the arms to the sky and look up higher, look back. What feels good for you today? Pay attention to your body. Get out of your head and get into the body. Hands back to a prayer center position if you changed and did something else. Maybe they're still on the blocks. That's good because that's where we're headed. You're just there before we are. All right, start to surf. Left leg bends and stretches and moves. Maybe hips back to that right heel. Breathe. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you think, how in the world am I going to get back up again? You could push into the blocks, but just feel your strong core, your belly, and lift. Forward and back with the help of those blocks or no blocks at all. It's all good, right? And then we'll finish surfing. Enjoy it. You know, don't think, oh, this hurts or oh, this is tight. Enjoy it. Make it enjoyable. That starts with your breath. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out, and doing what you can. Don't push yourself. Remember, no egos, no competition. You're doing it at home. Bring both knees together, hands to your low back, little baby camel here. Elbows squeeze towards your spine, look up. Oh, think of your chest lifting to the sky, more so than trying to bring your chest or bring your head back. Think of lifting the chest to the sky. Let's finish here. Come back, shoulders over your hips. Let's go into a downward facing dog to come into our balancing poses. All right, lots of flexibility, lots of mobility going on. Core is strong. Foundation of your feet and ankles are strong. We're ready to balance. All right, hands to your mat. Tuck your toes towards your shins. Straighten your knees. Send your bottom high, downward facing dog. You look like an inverted V. Elevate your heels a little bit by adjusting your feet. How do they have to be? Maybe feet a little wider, a little closer, up closer to your body, further away. Everybody's height is different. Adjust so your heels are elevated. Hands, shoulder width distance apart. Start to pedal your feet, one foot toward the earth, then the other. All right, so what are we doing here? Working the ankles, working the Achilles tendon, working the calves, work all the way up into our glutes. Soften your neck. Let your neck hang, shake it out, no tension in the neck. Shoulders, hips, they hold tension, let it go. Push hard into the earth. Now your tailbone, the tip of your tailbone, think of it going higher up to the sky. Your gaze is to your ankles, your knees, your belly button. Pedal it out, let it feel great, and then bring it to stillness. Feet are still. Walk your feet up to meet your hands, or walk your hands back to meet your feet. It's all good. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time and come on up to standing. All right, you can have your chair, your countertop. It's all good. All right, so let's do a half crescent moon pose. Remember how when we did palm tree, we worked on lateral flexion of the spine? Same thing here. Lift your arms up. It all goes in stages. Lift your arms up, fingers high. Maybe come up onto the balls of your feet. You might find that that's a little easier now. You have more mobility in your ankles and your feet. Plant your feet solidly. Take your hands, palms together to touch. Cross one thumb over the other. Lengthen up here, half crescent moon. For your half crescent moon pose. All right, palms are touching. Let your arms go to the right. Chin away from the chest. Left shoulder back. Breathe. So nice big stretch all up your left side. Breathe. Breathe. How are you doing? All right, here's another little variation. Nice big stretch up your left side, right? Don't you feel it from the side of the ankle all the way up through your fingertips into the armpit? That's where I really like to feel it. I think it feels real good right in there. All right, half crescent moon. Here's a way to shake it up. Take your right hand, grab onto your left wrist and give it a tug. chin away from the chest. Doesn't matter how far you curve. Just let it feel good. Take a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. Palms back to touch. Slowly come back up to your starting position. Take an inhale as you lengthen up and find space in your spine. Maybe wiggle your toes too. Plant your feet. Let's take it to the other side. Lengthen up as you inhale, and as you exhale, slowly curve and let the fingers go to the left. Breathe. Maybe you want to close your eyes here and feel what you feel. Focus on the feeling, not the worry, not the tension, not the, oh, I can't do it, or oh, don't focus on that. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on what you can do. Everything else will fall into place. Just quit worrying. Breathe in, breathe out. Top right shoulder back. Chin away from the chest. Reach, stretch, let it feel good. Maybe you take your left hand, grab your right wrist, give it a tug. Let it go. Maybe it helps to sigh it out. Let it go. Slowly release the hands, palms back to touch. Slowly, slowly, slowly come back up. Lengthen up. That's your half crescent moon. Lengthen, stretch. Let your arms come down by your sides for just a moment. How do you feel? Kind of move your shoulders, move your neck. How do you feel? Remember the stress number we took in the beginning? It's coming down, baby, isn't it? Don't you feel better? It's all about feeling better in your body. All right, next pose, tree pose, Vrksasana. We talked about this. We do this just about every day because it's such a good balancing pose. And remember this pose, and I'll tell you why at the end of the practice, so stick around. All right, root into the right leg. Take the weight out of the left. Open it up to the side of the room. And then the sole of that left foot, slip it on up the leg, the standing foundational leg. Place it wherever you like. The only place I don't want you to put it is on your knee. Not in the knee zone. You don't want to put that sideways lateral pressure on your knee. All right, check out your hips, equal distance to the front of the room. Knee of the bent leg. Drive it to the back of the room. Hold on here. Here's your tree pose. Lots of ways you can do things with your branches, your arms. Hold on to a chair. Maybe don't hold on to a chair. Maybe hands at your waist. Maybe bring your arms up. Grow your branches, we say. Sway your branches. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. That helps. Maybe, here's that challenge, that proprioception, your body's ability to know where it is in space without the eyes helping it. Maybe try to take a long blink or close your eyes for a little bit or a long time or whatever. Breathe. Sway your branches. And here's the big deal. If you fall out, get back in. Don't end on a sour note. Get back in. Get back in and just take the variation that is really doable for you today. All right, hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Plant the right foot down. Take a breath in. Hands at prayer center. Take a breath out. Soften in the shoulders. We've got another great chance to try it again on the other side. Root through your left leg. Open up the right knee to the side. Slip it on up to wherever is good for you today. You know where is good. Just do it. You don't have to do it to its max. You don't always have to do it to its fullest expression. A hint here. Press the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Let the bent knee kind of fall to the earth and then fall to the back of the room. And if you fall out, no big deal. Everybody falls out, right? Nobody, nothing is perfect. And what is perfect anyway? All right, leg into foot, foot into leg. Hands to prayer center, lengthen up. All right, in a tree pose. This is probably one of the poses where you have to think the most in our practice today. Grow your branches if you like. So you are truly in the present moment doing your tree pose, and it's a good feeling. So many of us live in the past, worry about the future, let it go, be in the present moment. Balancing, like you're doing right now. It improves your mental cognition. It improves your thinking. It improves your ability to think because you're in the present moment. You're focused on the here and now. Focus. Are your branches swaying? Did you close your eyes? Did you take just a long blink? It's all good. Breathe. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Left foot meets right on your mat. That is a big balancing pose. That is called tree pose, Vrksasana. Remember it. I'll tell you why in a bit. All right. You will look taller. Great pose. Let's do this one also. So good for your posture. We do a great pose called fish pose other days of the week. We'll do it this Thursday in our restorative practice. So here's what you want to do. You want to bring your shoulders back. Feel opening in your chest. Let it feel really good. Shoulders back and down. Legs are zipped up. We're going to do a balancing pose called You Will Look Taller. Great for your posture because it strengthens all those muscles up and down your spine. Bring your body into the letter Y shape. Think YMCA, right? Bring your body into the letter Y shape. Press the backs of your hands to the back of your room. You look like the letter Y for the word you, and we're going to spell out You Will Look Taller with the first letter of each word. You. Breathe. Close your eyes, maybe. Lengthen up. Lengthen through your fingertips. The legs are zipped up. You look like the letter Y. Strengthen your spine. Let's do a W. Bring your elbows down. Arms look like a W shape. As they look like a W, don't just hang out here. Draw the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Elbows are down, so your shoulders are away from your ears. They're not scrunched up. Shoulders away from the ears. Your neck is long. Big letter W for the word will. Squeeze and feel the strength in your mid-back. You will what? You will look. Bring your elbows in, forearms parallel to the earth. Hug the elbows in. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Maybe the eyes are closed. You will look. Tee out your arms. One big T. T for taller. The backs of your hands, push them back, push them back, push them way back to the wall. You look like the capital letter T. Pulse your hands a little bit to the back of the wall. Let's do it again. 3 times is the charm. Let's go for number 2. You will, strength here, strength, backs of your hands. 2 L's, forward and backward. T for taller and pulse. One more time, and I'm going to prove to you what this has done. Big letter Y, backs of your hands, push them back. Big letter W, push the backs of your hands back, back, back. 2 L's, you will look. T for taller. Pulse them, and then finish. Let your arms float down. Close your eyes, and just feel in your body. Don't think, no thinking. Just feel what you feel in your body. Shoulders are back and down. Don't you feel much better posture? Don't you feel that your back is straight? You're not hunched over, shoulders forward. Shoulders are back and down. You will look taller because you're working on strengthening your body and getting taller. Awesome, good job. You will look taller. Let's do another pose. Pasarita Padahastasana. Spread your legs wide. Remember that 5-pointed star? We started it with the fireworks pose. Let's do it again. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Arms spread wide, feet nicely rooted. Look like a big letter X, right? Breathe. Pasarita Padahastasana. Hinge forward. Here we go. Hinge forward. Hinge forward. Reaching your hands towards the side of the room. Your back is flat. Come on down. Look between your legs. Take your hands now and grab your calves. Breathe in. Belly pushes against your thighs. Breathe out. Fold in half. Arms are strong. Press. Hold on to your calves. Breathe. Fold in half. Slowly come out of the pose. Remove your hands. Arms tee out. Come on back up. 5-pointed star. Give your hips a wiggle. It was so fun doing that fireworks pose. Let's do it again. All right, so your feet are spread wide. Elbows, bend them. Bend your knees and bring your elbows to your knees. And then explode like a firework. Bend and explode. Bend and explode. How's it doing? All right, let's change it. Big firework, big capital letter X. Let's do opposite elbow toward opposite knee. And you don't have to touch, just twist, because those twists are so important. You're rooted into your feet. I hope you're barefoot. It's good to be barefoot. Dig your feet into the ground. Maybe you do. Take your elbow to your knee and explode. Elbow to opposite knee, explode. Those cross body movements are so good for our brains. All right, how you doing? We're almost done. Let's finish up. Big 5-pointed star. Wiggle your hips. You got it. Feet back to meet at the midline of the body. Hands, prayer center. All right, you can sit in a chair right now if you want, or come into chair pose. All right, for your chair pose, bend your knees, work those strong quads, work those strong legs. Send the weight back into your heels. Sit a little lower, like you're about to sit on a chair, just a little bit too small for you. Hold it here, hands to prayer center. Breathe in, breathe out. You kind of know that part, right? But just settle in here. Thighs are strong. Your legs are strong. They're some of the biggest muscles you've got. In your thighs, in your glutes, work them. Breathe. All right, let's pop up onto the toes. Hold it here. Bring your shoulders back, more over your hips. Hold on, you're on the balls of your feet. Hold on, sink a little lower. Breathe in, breathe out, you got it. Let's sink a little bit lower. You got it. Breathe in, breathe out. We're almost done. Little bit lower. Lower still. And then come on down. Nice bend in the knees. Come on down to your belly. Once on your belly, we're going to do airplane. So come down to your belly. Legs, just spread them a little bit. Tops of your feet are on your mat. Arms down by your sides, palms face down. Your neck is long. Your nose, your chin, your forehead are on your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Airplane. Think of an airplane. Let's begin by starting with the legs. Lift one leg or the other or both. Almost feel your pelvis here. Balance on your pelvis. Maybe your thighs lift up. Lift your hands up now. Breathe. Lift your shoulders. Gaze down your nose. You're looking kind of at your nose toward the mat. Lengthen here. All right, so what are you doing? You're strengthening your spine. Ooh, don't you feel it? Remember how we did You Will Look Taller? Very similar, but we're intensifying it even more. Reach your fingers more back toward the corners of your mat. Lift your legs a little bit higher. Breathe. Lift your shoulders a little bit higher. Hold on. Strong airplane, strong spine, strong you. You got it. Breathe. Finish. Come on down. Bend your elbows, hands under your collarbones. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. When you're ready, straighten your elbows. Press on up. Seal pose. All right, you know what I think you're doing? You're squeezing your glutes, squeezing your butt really tight. Soften it. Think of your hips going to the sides of your mat. Find space in your hips. We all have those habits of clenching and holding on. Let it go. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's come on up. Send your hips back to your heels. Knees spread wide. Extended child's pose. Remember this one? Breathe in. Breathe out. Oh, let it go. Spine is long. Nice bend in the knees. You got it. Foundation, the ankles are strong. Let's come out of this pose. Come on down. Have a seat. Have a seat. Bend your knees. Hands bent. Come on back. All the way down. Slowly recline. Knees stay bent. Soles of your feet are on your mat. Arms down by your sides. Bridge pose. So press into your feet and let your hips come up off of your mat. Maybe they can come higher. Maybe walk your heels, your feet closer to your bottom. Shoulders, tuck them under. Send your shoulders towards your spine. Arms down by your sides. Lift your hips up good and high. Remember the feeling you had in that lunge? One hip flexor at a time. Now we're doing both. Breathe. Slowly roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Now, let's do a supine twist. Send your left leg long. Bend your right knee. Interlace your fingers underneath the right knee. Go back to your foundation. Your ankles, circle them. This way and that. Breathe. Hug the right knee in even tighter. Send your left leg super duper long. The heel going to the bottom of your mat. Your calf of your left leg on the mat. Hug this right knee in. Ooh, even more, you're strong. Take your left hand. Guide the right knee across your chest and let the right knee fall to the left side of your body while your right arm tees out. Keeps your right shoulder down and it deepens your twist. Maybe look to the right. Breathe. Soften in your jaws. I bet your teeth are clenched. Soften. Right hip comes down. Right knee hugs in. Circle the ankle this way and that. Right leg goes long. Left knees turn. Bend the left knee. Hug the left knee in. If it is really far away and you can't reach it, you know what you can do? Take your towel. Hug the knee in with the towel. And then you can just rock back and forth. Lots of ways to do it. Just tell yourself you did it and you're doing it, and don't make excuses. Don't say, oh, I can't. I just can't. Why should I do it? I can't do it. Yes, you can, because you're doing it. Whatever way you're doing it is perfect. Circle the foot this way and that. Right hand guides the left knee across the midline of your body. Left arm tees out. Look to your left. Big twist here. Enjoy the rolling of the left hip back down to your mat. Hug and squeeze the left knee in. Circle the ankles. Always take advantage of that time. And when you're ready, both heels go long on your mat. What's really strong today? What did we do for 1 minute or close to it or whatever time you did, we've strengthened the core. Let's drag our heels up, up, up on the mat like you're dragging them through molasses. Lift the knees on up. Hug the knees in toward the midline of your body. Elbows hugged in by your sides. Rock a little bit from side to side. Let it feel good on your low back. Maybe rock even farther to one side than the other. All right, let's finish up with a final Shavasana pose. Don't leave. Stick around. I have something to tell you. Legs go long on your mat. Eye shade or towel covers your eyes. Arms down by your sides. Final Shavasana is probably the most important pose of your practice. Heels at the edges of your mat. Shoulders away from your ears. Eyes are closed. Palms face up because you want to be receptive to change. Habits, ditch the old ones and create new good ones. New month, new opportunity, new week, new day, new breath. An opportunity to do better. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. I bet the area between your eyebrows, you kind of got it tight. Let it go. Soften there. I bet your teeth are touching. Create some space between your top teeth and your bottom teeth. And remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Breathe in, breathe out. No thinking. Stop thinking. Be in the present moment with your breath. Pinky toes fall toward the edges of your mat. And if you like, here's a tip. Have your remote for your TV by your side. Hit pause and stay in your final Shavasana pose longer. If it's time for you to come out of this pose and go on with your day, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, circle your wrists and your ankles. Stretch it out, nice big good morning stretch. Bend your knees, bend your elbow, roll into a fetal position onto one side. Use that low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Close your eyes and breathe. Savor this moment. Tell yourself positive things. I did it. I'm strong. I showed up. Breathe. And I commit to coming tomorrow. New month, new week. I'm going to try it. I'm going to make myself better. Breathe in. Let it go. Breathe out. Float on up to a comfortable seated position. Maybe you use your hands, maybe not, whatever. Crisscross at the ankles. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen up. And soften up. Let it go. Blink your eyes open. You took a stress number in the beginning. What was it? Now, what is it? It's come down, hasn't it? And that's a really good thing because you feel better in your body. Your yoga does that for you. You're making it do that for you. Show up. Show up. That's the most important thing. And do what you can. Maybe it's just 5 minutes and then you go into final Shavasana for the whole practice. But that's okay. Save this sacred space for yourself on your mat. All right, I said stick around for the end because I've got a homework assignment for you. That's what we've got all this month. We've got homework because you're going to live your yoga off of your mat. Incorporate balance into your daily routine. Balance while you're brushing your teeth, while you're waiting in line at the store, or while you're at your sink washing dishes or whatever. So here's the deal. Balance. Strike that tree pose. Bring your foot on up into your leg, but just do a little bit of something. All right, from all of us to you, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. See you on your mat tomorrow. Love you guys. Goodbye. Hi, Piper. Hello, Bonnie. It's not what you think you are that's holding you back. It's what you think you're not that's holding you back. Come on now. You can do your yoga. You know that because you've stuck around. You've done your yoga. You've been doing your yoga faithfully. Good for you. And I hope you're seeing the benefits. I know you're seeing the benefits. Tell your friends about those benefits. Have them join our yoga too. It is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and on YouTube. They can sign in. They can do the yoga live with us, which I think is the most fun, or they can watch it anytime throughout the day. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Come check it out. Come check out your yoga. Tell your friends to check us out and just have a good time. Be all that you can be. See you on your mats tomorrow.